Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good Monday and a good start to your week. I wanted to post a video just to be able to share a lot of thanks and some of my thoughts and feelings since the election last Tuesday. It's been about 6 days, and I really have focused those days in just having a whole lot of very direct and personal conversations with a lot of people. I've had so many very kind people reach out to me with just the sweetest words of encouragement and support. And they have, every single one of them has meant a lot to me. Phone calls that people have made. And I really just wanted to spend this past week just really having very direct, personal, intentional conversations and being able to share as much as I can my gratitude. I just will never be able to fully express the extent of my gratitude because there was just so much that other people did for me in my campaign, and there's no way that I could ever fully express how grateful I was for it. I said this, I think in a video I did the night before the election, and I very much still feel this way. The best part of this journey and this, doing this has been for me, and running for office has been just faith of humanity, restored or renewed or continued, just how awesome our community is, and how much people show up and want to help each other and want to be a part of conversations of of how we make our community better. And just saw so much of that in this campaign, and it was just really great. And I will never, ever regret any of that. Knocking on people's doors, talking to people, that meant so much to me. And even, post-election, when the outcome wasn't what I wanted, it was still very impactful for me. And it was still very much, something that I really took to heart. And so I'm just so grateful. Our friends and family, so many people invested in my campaign and believed in me. Obviously it didn't turn out the way that I wanted. The night of or the morning after the election, I had no sadness for myself, and I still don't, but my first thought was immediately all of the people who invested in me and believed in me and what, I had set out to do. A big characteristic of myself and my legal career is I've never been afraid of a challenge, and I like doing the hard things. I think that is important. I think it's important for our elections to be contested. I think it's important for voters to have choices, and I think it's important to have conversations when we have elections. I think, you hear the phrase iron sharpens iron, and I had a boss in my legal career who would tell me that often, and I've just always taken that to heart, and that's something that I really believe in. And I think we are better when we have competition, and that's the framework of our democracy and capitalism. And so I think we're always better for having conversations and making each other better. And so I felt very strongly in this race, and knowing it was going to be hard and knowing it was going to be a challenge, because I think there were a lot of conversations that were important for us to have and for voters to be aware of. And I'm grateful that we got to do that. I absolutely, am grateful for the voters having a choice in that. And I'm, grateful for voters wanting to get out and be a part of that. And I, absolutely respect the process and the result here. And I congratulate Judge DeLay on his reelection. But I think it's really important that we get to have these conversations, and that voters always have a choice when they go in. And I do think that we make each other better. But in terms of just my immediate thought after the election was just about all the people who invested in me. A lot of people invested in my campaign financially, and they invested a lot of time and effort. They helped put up signs. They helped go door to door. All these conversations I was talking about, they were the ones having them too, alongside me. And so my first thought was, it wasn't about myself, it was about letting other people down. And that was, more of my feelings immediately after. The thing that I think, really crushed my heart right after the election was the next morning I woke up and I had found out that several of our friends and some of our family had gone out and pulled up a lot of my campaign signs, and that just, I can't even fully express how that felt, because I woke up thinking I had let a lot of people down, and here were a lot of people who were still, even despite the result, wanting to help. And again, that's just, I think that's the cool thing about this process is just getting to see how people show up for each other in a community. And I know so many people here who live here have, your circles and your communities, and just being able to know that we can fall back on each other. That's a really cool thing. Especially me being an eldest daughter, I'm not good at asking for or taking help. And I definitely had to learn when you're running for office, you have to ask for and take help. You cannot do it yourself. And so I had to learn that really strong lesson. And it was good for me, and hopefully I can impress upon all of you the importance of having a community. And they say it takes a village, and I really believe that so much, and we're lucky to have a really great village here in Fort Smith and in Sebastian County. And so I have nothing but gratitude in my heart now. It was a great experience. In my family, we enjoyed it, and we learned a lot. We I think soaked up a lot of wisdom and knowledge and love and support, like I said. So there's nothing to, be sad about that. And so, I guess I've had so many people checking in on me. And so I just wanted to assure everybody I am fine. And I am just really happy and excited for, the future for our community, because I think the future is bright. We have really great people here who want to, lead, and that's an awesome thing. And so, I feel like it's only happy things. I did, it's funny, I guess. I can be real because I'm not running for office anymore, and so I can just, kind of be a little more open and transparent. But I told my husband, I was like, gosh, I've been married for almost 15 years and I haven't been through a breakup in a long time. And the first couple of days after, it is kind of like that. And I took some time. I wore pajamas, I think, for the first 48 hours after the election. I caught up on Bridgerton. I caught up on my JFK and CBK show. And so I haven't sat down and watched more than one episode of TV in probably several years. And so, hey, I'm not mad about that. So I did take some time. I'm back in the office. I, started working again last week, and it's good to be a lawyer again. And, I told some people that I didn't set out to run for circuit judge because I was wanting a new job for myself. And it just was never about that. I love my job as a lawyer. I love my job here at the Buckley firm. I love what my husband and I have built together. I was, running because, again, I thought it was important for voters to have a choice. And I think it's important for us to have conversations about what circuit court does. And I wanted to really talk about the people who come into those doors on circuit courts, how greatly the decision-making impacts their lives. I've just seen it too much as a lawyer. Someone can lose their house. Somebody can be a victim in a crime. Somebody, can be accused of a crime. Someone may have work done on their home and it not done well or not finished. They may take a vehicle and to be repaired and have a bill for, bad work done. There's just so many day-to-day things that circuit courts touch, and they're a big deal for everybody who comes in there. And I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted that to be a part of the conversation. And I feel good about that. I feel very proud that we got to have those conversations, and I'm really proud of the work that we did. We worked our butts off. So I had an app tracking when we did door to door, and we knocked on almost 2,700 doors in Sebastian County. It's a lot of voters that we talked to, and I had, a lot of people helping us out with things. And so I'm really proud of the work that was done. I'm proud of the conversations we have. Only good things and good thoughts and good feelings. So I guess I wanted to assure you all that I'm alive and I'm okay. And I'm just really, really thankful for the many, many people. I've had flowers sent to my house. My neighbor brought over a big plate of cookies. And so I've just had a lot of people do really nice things and say very nice things in the past 6 days. And I'm really, really thankful for that. Thank you all so much. Thank you for welcoming us in your homes and, talking to us and just letting me be a part of the conversation this past year. It was fun. It was an honor, and I had a great time. And I just thank you all from the bottom of my heart.